Welcome back
What
to Grown Up Kids Podcast.
Yes.
A little intro, since there may be some new people on the tail of our somehow weird viral clip. But
our experience.
I'm Jesse.
I'm Seth.
And we're siblings.
Yeah, we're
There was one comment on the clip that was like, haha, typical couple response. I was like, ooh. no.
Yeah,
I was like,
not quite it.
Nah. But
yeah, I'm an older brother.
And I'm the younger sister. Also, people are like, typical millennials. I was like, one of us is not a millennial. Let the record show.
I actually did see that comment too. And I wanted to be like, I'm not even a millennial.
Yeah, I know.
But it's okay. Like, I'm a millennial by year, but as far as basically my entire personality would much more line up with Gen Z, but it's
90% of your life.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, we had a YouTube clip. Well, on YouTube as well, I guess, but TikTok of a crazy sound happening in our basement mid podcast episode that like left us just absolutely dumbfounded. And the people of TikTok loved it.
The comments made me laugh.
Oh, the comments are so good. We'll name a few funny comments, but wanted to reintroduce ourselves just in case there was a bunch more new followers or like, what the heck are you guys talking about?
Yeah.
But yeah, if you haven't seen the clip, you should go look at it on TikTok. Because genuinely, like, not to toot our own horn, because honestly, it wasn't even like about us.
We did nothing. This sound just happened.
People did love our reaction. There's just a really funny. Yeah, you should go on TikTok and look at it because it's hilarious. It's got 1.4 million views right now and like over 3,000 comments and it's crazy. But cool. My favorite thing about it though is just the amount of comments that were like, "I haven't laughed this hard in years. Like I'm in tears." Like I was like, honestly, the success of my life is to make someone else like laugh or be happy. So the fact that it blew up like that from that standpoint just made me so happy that so many people were like, I needed this today. Like I was like, great.
Those comments were the ones that I just thought were like the most fun to read or whatever.
Yeah.
I was talking to your future sister-in-law, Josie.
Yeah.
I was talking to, shout out to Josie, by the way. She listens to the podcast very, like, probably more Facebook.
She is our audience.
Yeah, I think so. Shout out to Josie. Literally one of a kind. Juice.
In the best way.
The greatest nickname of all time, by the way. Juice. All right. So anyways, I was talking to Juice. And I was like, she was like, that clip was so funny. And I don't know if it's because for us, like, we experienced it in the moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, like, you were like, no, I think I'm going to clip that and post it. And I was like, man, really? Because we look like idiots because all we did was just like sit here in silence and blah, blah, blah.
So funny though.
But then you sent me the clip and it was also like the way you edited it, like with the zoom
Yeah,
ins
I did. I do feel like I edited it pretty funny.
You did. And I was like, man, that's pretty funny. But I was telling Juice, I was like, I don't think this is 1 million views funny, but I don't care. Like it's just the number of people that either had something extremely creative and clever and funny to say, or the number of people that were like, I laughed so hard at this. I was like, man, like, what a fun thing to just kind of be included in someone else's joy.
Yeah.
Like, that's really freaking fun.
Yeah. Right.
I don't mind that at all.
Yeah. And so for the people that were commenting, we don't technically know what it was. We saw a maintenance truck in front of the driveway of a neighboring unit because we do have neighbors, but no one's above us. And
to be clear, you run all of our social media as well.
I run all of our social media. We don't have a producer. It's just us two.
You are our producer.
I'm the producer.
I show up for the episodes.
Literally. It's us two in a basement of a condo.
Yeah.
And there's nobody above us. And the sound happened one time. In the time that I've lived here, I've never heard anything like that. We saw maintenance type like pipes, heating, cooling, all that kind of stuff. Truck parked in front of a different condo that is like a few away, but technically still connected to ours.
But if you know how HVAC works, just to be clear, if they were working on a condo that was that far away as that truck was, there is zero overlap with that unit's pipes and this one. I used to work in real estate. I sold new construction. I did not ever sell construction of condos or anything like that. Mm-hmm. But let me tell you, no construction company on earth when building these buildings would have looped in any type of piping, electrical, any mechanical, anything, electrical or water lines or anything from that far away to here. And what we heard, Like you can hear it in that clip. Like what we heard was, it was like on top of us. It was here.
It literally was like
in the ceiling,
inside the ceiling.
Yeah. It was just, it was crazy.
But yeah, so we think it was the pipes. Some people were commenting like it sounds like ice or air like suddenly moving through the pipes because of the temperature, because it's cold outside. It was really cold outside that day.
I think it was the pipes and that sound at the end sounded like a valve closing off. That's my own opinion, but
not sure why that would have happened.
Yeah,
because we were home alone.
Yeah. Our parents,
also, there was I live here.
I'm married and have 3 kids now.
I live here with our parents for the time before that I get married.
Right. So,
but yeah, it was just bizarre.
Parents were in Mexico.
Yeah, our parents weren't even here. I was home alone for like a week and a half by that point. So that's when I said, like, if this would have happened and I would have been home alone, I genuinely would have pooped my pants, because I was already a little spooked from being home alone for so many nights.
Yeah, which is silly, but I get it.
Yeah, I'm a girl.
Yeah.
And I was already a little spooked. So if, like, I'm not even joking, if that would have happened and I would have been home alone.
That's tough.
Especially like at night, I would have called Caden, our dad in Mexico. I would have called Caden's dad. I would have called our friend Stone. Like, I would have called any male that I knew in the area and been like, come to the house right now, and I won't go to sleep until you're here.
I live all the way in Lake Orion, 30 minutes.
If you thought if there was an intruder in our house.
What am I going to do in 30 minutes if you have an intruder?
Don't know. But I would have been freaked out. I would have called you like, Seth, what do I do?
I would have literally been on the phone with you. You'd have been like, can you come here? I'd have been like, how about let's pray? I think I'm going to stay here. So many people. But let's pray.
Okay, so as far as the comments. Yeah, okay, all that to say, let me...
shaped hole in the wall was so good.
But all that to say, before we just dive into a few comments, all that to say, we think it was the pipes. We technically don't, like, officially for sure know what the sound is.
Cut in a saw as a possibility.
We think, maybe something was being sawed. I don't know how that'd be possible. Anyway, we don't really know what it was. We think it was in the pipes.
Yeah.
We're fine. We did go investigate. We checked out the whole... So many people commented, like, as the man, why isn't he getting up to investigate? I'm like, we did.
Oh, no, I was just...
Also, we were just stunned.
I was frozen. Yeah, I think... and actually,
shook.
I can clarify why I sat silent so long. And I know this because, like, this is exactly what I have done numerous times in my life. If you hear a funny sound, nothing like that. But... when that happens,
you're like waiting to hear it
I'm
again.
waiting like, okay, if there is somebody up there,
right,
they're not going to be able to be dead silent. If we get dead silent, I could hear if there's any follow-up noise, anything going on. And so I was trying to just be quiet and just like basically audio observation. What else is happening? Was that an isolated incident? Is it going to happen again? Like if I start hearing footsteps, I mean, genuinely, there's kitchen knives and a whole block of them right over here, a whole drawer of them, like what, maybe 10 steps from where we're at right now. So it would have been super easy for me to jump up and go to town like any man should, you know, blah, blah,
yeah. Which I, like, one of our friends was like, texted me when we posted the video. I was like, I am dying right now. Like, Seth is so serious and you're just laughing. And it was truly like our personality swapped or something like that for that moment. Because like typically if something happens, I'm like, no, Seth, like this is serious. Like this is for real. And you usually are the one that's like I'd goofing off and laughing. And I just like couldn't handle it. Like I was just cracking up so quickly. And you're like so quiet for so long and so serious.
In a weird way, it wasn't necessarily so overt, but in a certain sense, that was my version of protector mode in terms of
I do think I
need to get up and do something, or was that just something that was insanely hilarious that is inexplicable? And like
but some of the best comments, to just name like a few, were there was
the way there would have been a
me-shaped hole in the wall, Looney Tunes style. I would have been out of there. That was a great one.
When I don't remember if you sent that to me. I actually know.
I think you probably just saw it.
You sent it to me, but I had read it because you texted me and you were like, "Yo, that clip on TikTok is kind of like getting a bunch."
I think when I texted you, it was only at like maybe like 100,000 or something,
if that. And I was like, wow.
Now it's at 1.4 million.
Yeah, that's crazy. And I read some comments, and that one was already there. That one was
that was really early on. Yeah.
And no, that one had me like legit laughing out loud. That person is clever as frick, and I like their humor.
I like stitched it and made a video, and they commented on it again and was like, "You guys had me stressing or something."
For real.
But that was super funny. And then one comment that truly has nothing to do with the video, that I just think the fact that someone commented this is so funny, and the way they worded it was, "Man looks like that little guy Peter Dinklage." Talking about you.
Which is hilarious.
I love that they like had declared looks like that little guy. Not he looks like Peter Dinklage.
Yeah.
I just thought that was so funny. And also like you don't. So I don't know, it just cracked me up.
I'll lean in. I guess from now on I'm doing Peter Dinklage, what are they called when you impersonations? Or like you can hire me to show up at a party and pretend I'm Peter Dinklage. So
but they can't. Because you're 6 feet tall.
Yeah, but like, yeah, good point.
Yeah,
whatever.
But anyway,
man looks like that little guy Peter Dinklage. That's so good.
That, and then one of the only other one I'll say, and then if you have any, you could chime in. But I thought it was hilarious how many people were like, "It's clearly your mic's picking up interference," or like, "It's paranormal activity on your picking up in your mic," or like, "Your Bluetooth speaker went off." I'm like, do you think that we have high quality enough mics that they're not only picking up paranormal interference, if that exists, but then reverberating it back to us to hear with our natural ears somehow? Like, I was like, what are you talking about? But like, thanks. Someone also said, like, obviously your producer like farted off camera or something. I'm like, what producer?
What producer?
Like, it's just us.
There's nobody in the room.
We are our own producer.
Let me tell you who's in the room every time we film one of these podcasts. Nothing, nada, and nobody.
No, our eyes were looking into oblivion. Yeah. We weren't looking at anyone.
Factual.
We were trying to make sense of what we heard.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I think.
But I just think they were funny.
To be clear, the number of people that were maybe quote unquote skeptical or haters of it were like barely any.
No, yeah, not like many. There was a few people that were like, what a typical white person response to not investigate. I was like, is it? I didn't know that.
I don't know. What?
Maybe.
Yeah, that's.
But yeah,
I guess I have no context because I've only ever been white. So yeah, like maybe that's true.
There's a lot of like, this is why white people always die in horror movies and stuff like that.
Oh man, yeah, nah. It was funny. I do like. Let's just be honest. When I get to heaven someday, I'd like to ask God to rewind that moment and just tell me exactly what was going on.
What happened.
Or maybe, honestly, what I do believe, like, people may not get this or maybe they don't agree or whatever, but I actually believe I could ask Holy Spirit, and it's very possible that he could actually just tell me what it was.
Yeah. But, two more that I just read earlier where someone said, the pipes. Yeah, somebody stuck in the pipes. That one was really good. And then one other one that I liked was like, because we obviously said like, what is that noise or whatever? Someone commented, that's the sound of you moving out of the house or something. Or that's the sound of it's time to move out. Yeah. I thought that was good. Man, there was a lot of funny ones.
There was so many funny, and just
so many like Godzilla and like, oh, that was me. Sorry guys, I had Taco Bell last night or something like that.
Yeah, really. Honestly, I would say this about just in general, like, social media commenters
make
TikTok
social media
or Instagram reels. Like a lot of times the reel or the TikTok, it's okay or it's funny. Like the content's pretty good.
Yeah.
What does it for me, and this has been true for years, is the comments. I mean, I don't know if I've ever watched a reel and not open the comments.
No, I'll always look at the comments.
I know a bunch of people that they're like, oh, I never read comments. I'm like, you are missing the point of social media.
No, literally.
You're missing the best comedy is the comments. It's not
really
the clip.
is.
So
yeah.
For as much as that sound really was a thing, the
star
of the show are the commenters, because that junk was funny.
Yeah, it was hilarious. So, yeah. But anyway, we can move on to our regularly scheduled program, which is, of course, Song of the Week. And then the rest of our episode was your idea of, if there was a movie of our lives, who would play, like, who would be the cast?
To be clear, I had a thought of an idea, and so then I was like, how do I put this into words? And I Googled something. I said, like, writing, what do they call it? Autobiography?
Yeah.
But like, or biopic. I was like, write a biopic of your life.
Is it biopic? I can never tell if it's biopic or biopic. Biopic sounds like a procedure.
I think it's a biopic because it's a biography picture. Biopic.
Okay, yeah. Makes sense.
I could be wrong.
No, he was probably right.
It might be a biopic. And
biopic sounds like something like getting like stuck up in you or something.
Yeah, I got to go in for my biopic later today. Yeah, pray for me. Yeah, they
got that routine biopic. They gotta
use one of those things, you know.
Bro.
Ew. No, but so I kind of like had the thought, and then I Googled it, and it was like the first thing that came up said, cool podcast episode today. I was like, it's not very original, but also like it does sound kind of fun to do this.
Well,
we do often talk about movies.
Yeah, we do.
We often talk about music, so it does kind of fit in. We also, just being transparent here, we really love Jesus, and we really trust God, and we really just believe that the best version of life we could possibly live is a life that is receiving the love of God.
Yeah.
And it's accepting that Jesus is pointing us to the Father perfectly, and he is fixing our view of the Father.
And he just loves you.
And he gave us Holy Spirit to live on the inside, and we are beloved creation. So we do also talk about that sometimes.
Yeah, we do talk about that a lot.
We tell funny stories. I think even though our lives like maybe like when you zoom out and you look at it, you say, that's kind of vanilla, or like whatever, like in terms of maybe
feels really fun for us. So.
I feel like we have some fun. We weirdly have a lot of funny stories to tell, so we tell some of those. And so yeah, today we're just focusing on if our lives were a movie. Not saying anyone would ever make that movie, but if
I probably will.
If they were, who would be casted in the different roles, and then if we had any other details that we wanted to include with that, what else would that movie look like potentially?
Yeah, I have kind of a whole plot of mine.
Yeah, and I didn't.
Which adds into like the plot part is necessary for my cast specifically.
Yeah, and I knew that you would go deeper with this than I do.
Because it's what I've studied in my life and what my life is
personalities
for.
Our personalities are, you'll take something and go a lot deeper, and I'll just be like, I thought about this for a few minutes, and this is what I came up with.
Yeah, so, true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Song of the week real quick?
Yeah, we do Song of the Week every episode.
We have a Song of the Week every week. And we don't repeat Songs of the Week.
No, you can't do that. We have a Spotify playlist of
Yes, we do. And it's always linked in the show notes of our episode. So you can go and click on it.
I didn't realize that.
Yep.
All right. My Song of the Week this week is called Buddy by Connor Price and Hoodie Allen. And it is a fire song.
Nice.
It's rap. Yeah.
Is it rap?
Buddy.
That's a callback to last week's episode.
Is it rap? Stop asking me over and over.
But it was funny. I was in a goofy mood that whole episode, and then the noise happened, and it made it even crazier.
That episode was really fun. I want to do that again sometime, where we did that.
Yeah, that was really fun. Yeah,
we changed topics every 2 minutes.
Also, I definitely know we need to move on from last week's episode and the noise. But I will say one comment was like this, and I have purse from Connor and Brooke. Have a podcast or whatever that one is called that we love their podcast and
Brooke
clips.
And Connor
make a podcast. Yeah. They have that clip that's like, I have purse, and have you not seen that? Anyway, it's a pretty big clip, and it's like become a trending audio. Someone put us on the same level as that. They were like, this and I have purse are in this like the best things on TikTok or whatever. And the fact they put us in the same category as their podcast felt legendary.
That's cool. Yeah, they're really funny.
They're hilarious.
They talk about stuff that like I don't think I would ever know enough to talk about.
Like pop culture?
Or just like, yeah, I guess in a sense. But what I mean is maybe it's the way that both of them as individuals
they're so funny.
They're hilarious.
Yeah.
I could listen to their podcast every day of the week.
They're so funny. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
That was your Song of the Week.
Buddy by Connor Price and Hoodie Allen, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
My Song of the Week this week, Caden's my fiance, who we're going to name drop all the time.
Yes.
Kiana is Seth's wife, who we will also name drop all the time.
And my children, Maisie, Jude, and Oliver.
Yes. I have no children yet. Spinning Wheel, Blood, Sweat, and Tears. It was on Caden's Discover Weekly this week, and we listened to it, and I've been listening to it all week long, and it's really good.
You've never heard of it before this week?
Mm-mm.
Nice. So new fresh music on Discover Weekly.
His Discover Weekly has been fire. My Discover Weekly is trash. I don't understand it.
I don't know if you remember, but a few weeks ago, even on an episode that we did, I was talking about how my Discover Weekly was getting pretty good. Mm-hmm. I was still not really a full Discover Weekly. It was kind of a rediscover weekly.
Yeah, I remember.
But it has turned back into a Discover Weekly.
In a good way?
It's not. It's like all new music every time, and it's not a bunch of crap that's like, I already have songs from this album. I already listened to this before. What the frick?
Okay, that's nice.
So it's back to being a true Discover Weekly. The problem is the music that's in my Discover Weekly is
you don't want to discover it.
It's bad.
Undiscover Weekly.
Yeah.
It's been Discover, it's been Rediscover, and now it's Undiscover.
Lose it weekly. I don't want to discover.
Trash Weekly.
Yeah. So, anyways.
I'm sorry. I said I was going to move on. And then early before the episode, I told you there was one comment I needed to tell you about, and I didn't tell you. YouTube commented on our TikTok.
No way.
YouTube.
Like YouTube's official
page. TikTok commented on our TikTok because I saw it and I was like, that just must be somebody that like made that their thing and just like their profile picture to look like their YouTube. But the thing says like legitimately YouTuber, it's actually YouTube or something like that. And I was like, no. And then later I went back and I was like, is it? And it is. They have millions of followers, billions of likes. All their links are legitimately YouTube, and you can only link if it's like actually yours.
Interesting.
And they legitimately commented on that TikTok, like that's actually crazy. YouTube. And Caden was like, they must just do that if there's like videos that are really trending and stuff. Yeah. Which, anyway, moving on. But I thought that was crazy. I just remembered.
That's so funny.
I was like,
I don't mean
YouTube? What are you doing here? What the heck?
Yeah, YouTube? What are you doing?
I was like, hello?
That's silly.
But anyway.
Love that. Cool.
Yeah, it was cool. If your life was a movie. So, do you want to start with like, or do you want me to go because I have a plot? Do you want me to maybe explain the plot first?
Yeah, maybe do your plot and anything that you have besides your cast.
Okay.
And then I can even off the fly a little bit just because I sat down and tried to make time to write a plot for my.
You had a busy day.
A plot for my life, and I'll be honest, I couldn't even begin to think about it and figure it out what the plot of my life is. Just like attention-seeking idiot turns into a not so insecure goofball.
What a log line. That's pretty good.
Thanks.
All right.
I guess I did just go first. That's the plot of my life.
Okay.
Oh, and marries a wonderful woman and raises children to also become
non-insecure
goofballs.
Got it.
Hey, man.
Nice.
Come on, dog. Let's go.
Okay.
Movie plot of my life.
My movie plot is a movie in a movie type situation.
Uh-oh. Okay.
It's like a mockumentary of me directing a movie of my life.
That'd be fun.
So, like, I'm in the movie as me, directing somebody playing me and all of our family and stuff like that.
Nice.
Wouldn't that be funny?
That'd be hilarious.
And it's like all the like challenges of like directing this movie and the actors. Think about like in Only Murders in the Building. Wait, are you to that season yet?
We finished it.
Okay.
Or we're caught up to current.
We've never talked about that then.
Yes.
But
I'm in the middle of watching Paradise right now.
Oh, we started that.
Good Lord.
But you didn't start Severance?
No.
Phooey.
I will.
Anyway.
Yep.
Think of Only Murders in the Building type situation where it's like you see the people and the actors that are playing them in the same thing. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? That whole plot line that they had?
Yeah, in season 4.
Yeah. So the movie just keeps presenting all these funny challenges and all these things. And it's like, in the movie, it's a young girl, right, like on a family vacation with our family and Caden, who I would be married to by that point in the movie.
Got it.
And
so it's future.
I guess so. Yeah, sure. But it's basically like think Dan in real life vibes.
Interesting that you say that.
And like just the goofiness of being with the family, and I'm like trying to capture childhood and like family and growing up as I'm like leaving childhood and going into adulthood. And like I'm married now, so I'm not like a little kid, but like just trying to basically all of our life, like trying to just have fun and have such a good time while also like having to be an adult now and do adult things and stuff, but still trying to maintain the fun of life in a childlike way. But I'm directing myself doing all these things. So
in the movie, you play you, but then someone else plays you. And
yep.
you are you directing the someone else that plays you.
Yeah.
Along with the someone else that plays me and the someone else that plays Keith,
yes.
and someone else that plays Theon, and someone else.
Yeah. Do you want to hear some of my cast?
Yeah. To be clear, I purposefully chose cast that would be like recognizable names for the most part.
Most of mine are as well. Some of them you might not know necessarily, or like if I told you like, oh, it's this person from this movie, you would be like, oh, I can picture them or something.
I knew that this would happen, and I'm ready to Google whatever names you throw at me.
Okay, well, you're probably going to Google the first two or three.
Okay, I'll get Google ready. Also, let me just say this before we dive into the cast from both of our movies. I said, and this is just based purely off of preference because I love his movies, I would want the movie of my life to be edited like a Guy Ritchie film, which kind of mirrors my personality.
That's kind of sick.
Like, I'm very like fast-paced person. I always want to be doing something. I move from one thing to the other. When I'm having a conversation with you, in 5 minutes, we easily could probably end up accidentally, in a sense, covering 6, 7, 8 different topics, and that's just kind of how I've always been. And I always think
need a Wes Anderson movie. It's kind of how those are.
Yeah, honestly, I that actually did come to mind. But Guy Ritchie, and specifically just like the way that then like whoever the hero is, like looks just so beyond cool. I was like, that would be really fun if it was a movie of my life and I just constantly looked beyond cool in these quick edits, and like I saw things coming before they happen, and like someone was plotting against me, but I already knew about it, and like I foiled that plan. Not that anyone's ever plotted against me before, but
if they did in your movie,
in my movie, I'd see that junk coming and I'd be like taken care of. So thanks, Guy Ritchie, for doing the movie of my life.
Okay, so the girl that would play me, I had two options.
Here we go.
Thomasin McKenzie, who is
Thomasin. How do you spell it?
Thomas. I've had many people say she looks like, or I look like her. She's in Jojo Rabbit. She plays the Jewish girl.
Oh, yeah.
She's also in Last Night in Soho, which is a good Edgar Wright film. So I really like her as an actress, and she looks like me, or not. She looks like me. We have similar features, I would say.
You are technically older than her, so
okay.
I'm just saying in terms of if one person was going to look like that person, then you probably.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But her or Margaret Qualley.
Okay, Margaret.
She's also, I feel like her vibe in what I've seen her act in, her vibe I feel like would match my vibe and personality. Like I feel like she could play me well.
What is she from? Hey, she's my age. 30.
She's from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. She's from The Maid. She's in a lot of stuff, honestly. She's Andie MacDowell's daughter. Right? Yeah, I think so. Wait, is it Andie MacDowell?
Yeah.
Andie
MacDowell.
Yeah, that's her mom.
Oh. Andie MacDowell. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, who is that? And now I see her picture, and I'm like, oh, yeah, obviously.
Yep. The person playing Kaden, I feel like this is another one you're going to need to look up.
Okay.
I don't necessarily, like, I had a hard time picking somebody to play Kaden. And this isn't based on looks. I really feel like it's like, I feel like he could.
Only one of mine is based on looks, and it's.
Okay, good.
Dad.
Mine, like, this actor, I feel like would just do a good job of capturing, like, Kaden.
Okay.
Leah Woodall. He was in what's that show called? One Day. And he's been in a bunch of stuff. He was in The White Lotus season 2. He's a British actor. I feel like he could capture him really well. He'd have to have an American accent, but
yeah, I've not seen any of the things that he's in.
Yeah, he's kind of up and coming right now.
I think I've seen his picture before, like probably on some type of advertisement or preview or something.
He was just in a Bridget Jones movie that came out on Peacock, so there was a bunch of ads for it.
That is exactly what I know him from. Yeah.
Mom.
He's 28. I don't know why I keep announcing this. But fun.
Our mom would either be played by.
Wait, should I like match you on this?
Oh, sure. Okay, right, yeah. Say you and Kiana.
Me and Kiana. How about I say you and Caden?
Oh, sure.
We'll get around to me and Kiana
okay.
near the end.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. For you, I said, and I actually this is purely because I think she as an actress has the range to like pretty much
I'm so curious.
And like I've like seen her in so many different things, and she'll be super serious in moments. Then she'll have moments where she's just really goofy and bubbly and fun, and then she'll have moments where like she's mad or whatever. So she just has range.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's part of the reason why I picked her, because I think in a lot of ways, like I think you have a lot of range as a person. Like you have moments where like you're the most humble person I know, and then there's other moments where it's like I couldn't convince you that you're wrong if I tried for a million years, and you're gonna make me feel like an idiot, and I just might as well give up. But I love you. No, I love you. It's fine.
No, that's definitely true though.
But I don't even say that as a negative thing. It's not.
It's the same with you.
Yes, it is. Yeah. And so I tried to pick someone with range like that. And so I actually picked Kristen Bell.
Whoa, that's so funny because I have her listed for somebody else.
Wow. Yeah, I picked Kristen Bell just because of the range. And
she seems cool. So that sounds great.
She's one of the more impressive actresses I feel like I've seen in movies and
that TV show she was just in with the guy that plays Seth Cohen in the OC, Adam Brody.
I don't know.
He and her were just in a TV show that I watched, and it was really good.
Nice.
People really liked it too, so I think it's making a second season.
Get ready for this. Who I picked for Caden?
Oh gosh! Oh, I'm so curious.
And it's because Caden has a generally I think you've probably even touched on this many times, but Caden has a generally very calm demeanor.
He is very calm. Well, yeah. But he gets really like hyper sometimes.
And here's the thing. He has the ability to get hyper. He has the ability to get like loud and goofy and fun. And you see that with this actor. But then the normal is pretty calm, cool, collected, just chilling, match the vibe of the room type of person.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
And you know who I chose? He's also good looking. And I believe Caden to be really good looking.
So do I. So do I.
I chose Ryan Gosling.
Oh, I love that.
I actually think it's
I think that's a perfect matchup.
I do think it's a really good pick.
I honestly was trying to incorporate Ryan Gosling into mine, and really? I didn't because I just couldn't find a fit. That's a great one.
Thanks.
Nice.
Yeah. You were about to say mom.
Yeah, our mom. I honestly was like, well, if it's a mockumentary of my life, our mom could just play herself. Because it would be hilarious. I said it could, but if she didn't.
Okay. Thank you.
I feel like this one's pretty good. Mom could be played by Zooey Deschanel. Is she on there for you?
Can you read that right there? Can you read that? Zooey Deschanel.
No. Looks like her. Think Jess from New Girl. That's our mom.
100%.
That is our mom.
I mean, just
not the weird, the gross stuff, the moral stuff. Not gross, I guess, but like some of the morality is different.
Yeah.
Life not choices,
or even just like beliefs.
Yeah. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
Their vibe,
the way they talk,
and
is, and I think they look alike. Like when our mom has her dark hair, they look very similar.
Yeah.
So that's who I said for our mom. For our dad,
I'm so glad you said that. It's funny. As you were like ramping up to it, I was like, she's gonna say something. I knew.
Our dad.
You have the same one as me for sure. If you don't,
really?
I'm shocked. If you don't,
I had somebody else for our dad at first, and then I changed it.
Okay, that was at least the same.
Okay, our dad. I said Jason Statham. No. Sorry. Jason Bateman.
Got it. I was like Statham. What?
Jason Bateman. Because first of all, I would just want Jason Bateman to be in my movie because he's one of my favorite actors of all time. He is so funny, but also he's very dry.
Yep.
And the way he delivers lines, especially in a show like Arrested Development, reminds me so much of our dad.
Absolutely.
So I think he would be a hilarious person to play our dad.
I think it's a great pick. The person I picked is purely based on looks because they look just like Dad.
I think
you gotta know.
Yeah, I said I had this in there.
Yeah, but
because
they're
purely based on literally looks. Twins.
And I do think that there's probably some similarity in either like mannerisms or just the general demeanor.
Yeah,
but Ewan McGregor.
Yeah, his pictures of him young quite literally look like he could be Ewan McGregor in the first 2 Star Wars.
Our dad in high school looked like Phantom Menace Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah,
without the
100%.
Without the Padawan tail.
Yeah, without the little rat tail. But
it's crazy.
Yeah,
no, it's crazy. It's hilarious.
Like they're twins.
If you put it side by side, it's actually funny. I'm like, I watch Star Wars and I'm like, Dad.
No, literally, even older him. Like I watched Obi-Wan and I was like, or Kenobi. Sorry, I watched Kenobi and I was like, Dad.
Yeah. No, actually. Yeah, for real.
Like he even just like his demeanor,
Yeah. No,
other than the sound of his voice because he's got an accent.
Yeah, he's got a what accent does he have?
He's English.
Scottish?
Maybe he's Scottish.
I think it's Scottish.
Or Irish. Well, he's one of those.
I think it's Scottish.
He's from the UK. But he actually might be from Wales.
That sounds right.
But yeah, so that was our dad.
Ewan McGregor. Sounds like an Irish name.
Do you want me to say Ewan Keanu? Because I'm gonna
Scottish actor. I was right.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because I'm gonna have people that
it looks like Dad even in this photo.
He really does. That's a face that Dad makes. That's crazy. This is literally our dad.
It looks just
Ewan McGregor is my dad.
Frick. That's so funny.
I'll say Ewan Keanu because that might be like some of the last people that I have, or like that you would have that I would also have.
Yeah,
because I have quite a few that you probably won't have in your movie.
The only ones that I have are. Left are me, Kiana, Maisie, and Jude, and I didn't choose anybody for Oliver because I don't know Oliver's personality yet because he's still a baby.
Okay, yeah. I didn't put Maisie and Jude on here because I was like, I don't really know any like little child actors, so I was having a hard time.
I used people that were just grown people.
Oh, okay.
Personalities, but it's okay that you didn't.
Oh, okay. I was trying to match like current day, I guess. I don't know why.
I purposely didn't do any like friends or anybody.
Oh, I did.
And the reason why is because I have too many such close friends that I would have forgotten to put someone on this list and choose an actor for them.
Yeah.
And then I would have felt like I was making them mad or offending them.
Got it. Well, I put a bunch of people on here.
Okay, cool.
But I'm going to say Kiana first and then you.
Okay.
Kiana, I chose, at first I think I had somebody different. I think I had Lily Collins for her at first, more because I feel like looks-wise that would match up.
Yeah.
But then I was thinking more, this person I also kind of feel like could look like Kiana, but maybe like I don't know if I always think Lily Collins is the best actress. I think this other person is a better actress, so she could play Kiana better. Margot Robbie.
Okay.
If she had dark hair.
Yeah.
You know? But I just felt like she could nail like Kiana's demeanor better than maybe Lily Collins would, just because I don't know if I think Lily Collins is like, would I want Lily Collins in my movie? I don't know. I enjoy watching her. I just don't necessarily know if she's like the best actress. So
she's the one from The Blind Side, and she's currently like Emily in Paris.
Yeah, which I like that show, but it's not like
Emily
it's like
in Paris looks like
really
a
well
fun show
done.
to watch, but I've never watched it. I know.
Yeah, I like it.
Kiana watches it, so
yeah,
she might hear that.
I think looks wise, Lily Collins and her look more alike. But I feel like I said Margot Robbie because I feel like she could play her better, which is gonna make who I chose for you even funnier.
Okay.
I also chose this person because I was like, they could play you. And
wait, are you going to say that right now?
Yours?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I would just want this person in my movie.
Okay.
Tim Robinson. Tim Robinson and Margot Robbie.
That would be
married up for sure.
That's wild.
That would be so funny.
Freaking amazing. I mean, I'd be honored if Tim Robinson even considered for a moment, just pretending, like in the real world, not even signing up to play me in a movie, but just for a moment did an impression of me. That'd be pretty fun. That'd be pretty awesome.
What? What?
No, he's
so funny. I'm so excited for his movie with Paul Rudd.
Oh my gosh! Wait, what's it called again?
Friendship, I think it's called.
Oh, I thought it was like, A24.
A24 is the company.
Yeah, the studio. Yeah.
I'm also going to say who I would choose to play our friend Stone because it relates.
Go ahead.
Sam Richardson.
Yep, there you go. As soon as you said Tim Robinson.
Perfect duo.
As soon as you said Tim Robinson, I was like, is she going to say
Oh, yeah. Our friend Stone and Seth are like, he's one of your best friends.
Oh, yeah.
And you're white. Stone is black. Mm-hmm. You both love Tim Robinson and Sam Richardson and the stuff that they do together. And I feel like they could play the two of you so well.
Yeah.
It would be so funny.
I feel like they would be able to play us, especially just because they're professionals at like acting funny.
Even the things I've seen Sam Richardson in, I totally think he could play Stone.
Yeah, like he has the ability to play Stone.
Yeah, so well.
Yeah.
Like his personality could nail Stone's.
I will say this about Stone. It's hard to imagine anybody.
No, I know. Perfectly. I almost just wanted to put Stone in as himself, too.
Because I will say this. I have never met a human being like Stone.
He's one of a kind in the absolute best way possible.
That is the greatest kind. There are maybe 2 people on planet Earth that I don't think I could choose someone to play them in a movie or portray them in anything. And it's Stone and Uncle Noah.
I have Uncle Noah on this list.
Oh, nice. Okay. All right. Well, clearly you don't feel the same way.
Because in my head, it was like a family vacation. So I'm just thinking of like, who's like just some top people I feel like that I would throw in there.
Yeah, I got you.
I didn't say our whole family though.
Yeah.
Just because I was like, that'd be a really long list. Like 60 people. So.
For playing Kiana, and I actually wrote down some notes on this one. Oh, I'll do Maisie and Jude first, actually. Okay, so for Maisie, I actually chose Emma Stone. And the reason I chose Emma Stone is because Maisie's personality is one where she can be just uber dramatic about everything.
Yeah.
She can just be extremely loud. And then she can also just be so chill and be totally fine on her own. And I feel like I've watched Emma Stone portray all those different things in movies.
She's one of my favorites. I can't believe I forgot about her, honestly.
She's one of the best actresses alive currently, for sure.
No, she's incredible. For sure she is, yeah.
I think she could play Maisie just
to a T.
What was that?
Inside the ceiling.
For Jude, I actually feel like this was genius. For Jude, I picked Hayden Christensen.
Okay, yeah.
And the reason why is Jude, and this is his current personality. The kid's 4, Maisie's 5, almost 6. So obviously these personalities and things that I'm saying about them,
they could change.
And they're just children. Like they're learning how to live life. So I'm not in any way throwing shade at my own children. In fact, I literally love just every moment.
Yeah, and Jude's basically like a carbon copy of you.
Yeah,
in terms of looks.
He looks so much like me. And then Maisie acts like all the things I said about Maisie and the reason why Emma Stone could play her are exactly how I was as a child. So,
yeah.
Which does play into who I chose to play me too, because I think they could do all that. But the person I chose for Jude, Hayden Christensen. And the reason why Hayden Christensen is because, like, even in his role as like Anakin Skywalker in the prequel films, like he has the ability to be like so confident and have so much fun and all that, but then he also has the ability to get so whiny and distraught and just like brain insulated. It's like I can't, like Jude gets like that right now when he's young, and it's hilarious. Like it's so funny. And I just feel like Hayden Christensen could nail that.
Yeah, I
perfectly. Agree. And then
who else do you have on the list?
Just me and Kiana.
Oh, okay, cool.
So
I'll just run through mine fast after you're done. Then
sounds good. Kiana, I chose Emily Blunt, nice.
I feel like that's pretty good.
I've watched Emily Blunt portray characters that are like they've accomplished a lot. They're very confident. She's strong. Blah blah blah. Like, she almost always plays someone who is like invested in family and all stuff. Like I was like, bro, Emily Blunt could kill the role of Kiana. Like,
yeah, I think so.
Really well.
Yep.
And then for me, I do feel like this is probably somewhat obvious, but Steve Carell.
I knew.
The reason
I knew you were going to say that.
And the reason
he's on my list for somebody else.
Okay. The reason that I said Steve Carell to play me is because between, and not like I think of myself as Michael Scott from The Office, but I think I have.
You have some serious Michael tendencies.
A lot of like Michael Scott moments and tendencies that happen.
Michael Squat.
Seth
said that one time while he was preaching to youth students. He said Michael Squat, and I've never shut up about it since.
Accident. Yeah. So I've watched him in The Office, and like I think just what I've seen Steve Carell do in The Office could cover so much of who I am. But then even watching Steve Carell in like
Dan in Real Life,
the way that he acts in the Anchorman movies, where
Evan
he's
Almighty,
when he's Brick,
in
the Anchorman movies, and he's like just like super dumb, and he can get so silly.
I love Lamp.
Yeah, like that whole thing. It's just whole vibe of that movie. Like that could cover like some of my sillier moments, just getting really goofy with people.
Yeah.
And then Dan in Real Life, he gets a little bit more serious. He's a romantic or whatever.
You seen, Beautiful Boy?
No.
Him and Timothée Chalamet? Oh, you love Timothy. You should watch that. It's really sad, but it's so good.
If it's really sad, I'm uninterested.
Holly plays his wife in that. The girl that plays Holly in The Office.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, I feel like Steve Carell could.
No, yeah, he definitely
knock it
could.
Out of the park.
That's Tim Robinson and Steve Carell. Those are pretty good. I'll run through the rest of mine, and I'll give a short background just because obviously not everybody who's listening knows these people.
Yeah.
But I used to live with our Aunt Beth and our Uncle Dan. We're super close with them. Like, to me, they're basically like immediate family.
Yeah.
The same way that, almost to the level of like our parents and you.
Ben feels like my brother.
Yeah, Ben as well.
Yeah, our cousin.
But Aunt Beth, I said Rachel McAdams. I feel like she could nail her like goofy, but like also just like sweet, kind, funny, smart vibe.
I just feel like you're right about that. I just feel like it's funny because from like in a looks perspective, our Aunt Beth looks so similar to Cate Blanchett.
Yeah, and Rebecca Ferguson. The woman that's in the last few Mission Impossibles.
Oh, yeah.
She looks so much like her.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, you're right. Maybe a mix between Rebecca Ferguson and Cate Blanchett.
Yeah, I've said that
so
for
it's
a long time, yeah.
Yeah, it's like maybe it's hard for me to imagine the name being...
Personality-wise, I feel like she would fit that. The one for our Uncle Dan I thought was funny. For one reason only. Jason Statham. Because he's bald.
Also,
I just love Jason Statham, so I would want him in my movie.
Yeah, I also feel like Jason Statham's whole thing is to he doesn't speak often, and when he does speak, he comes in, he has these one-liners that
which is kind of like our Uncle Dan.
Yeah, and Jason Statham will kind of deliver a line out there, and it's it's got an underlying tone of comedy, but it's not usually overt.
Yeah, you just gotta listen for it.
Yeah,
right. Which is totally how our Uncle Dan is.
I feel like that's how Jason Statham can do that. And then also Jason Statham's always just taking on the most ridiculous life things and succeeding every time, in everything that he's in. He's fighting this guy, he's winning, he's driving this car, he's doing it. Uncle Dan just always taking on this, that, the other thing, and just succeeding in life. So
yeah, he is.
That's a great pick.
Yeah, those two. And then so I did Travis and Bobby, who they're my future in-laws.
Nice.
And for Travis, I feel like you have to stick with me on this one. I actually said Steve Carell for Travis.
Nice.
Because, there are moments where Steve Carell is very serious.
Yeah.
And, but also is funny, is very, smart and stuff like that. And Travis is, crazy smart.
Yeah.
He comes off a little more serious, but, he actually is very funny and is just, always having a good time.
Hilarious.
And is just very, informed, knows what he's talking about all the time, and is so fun to be around.
Yep.
So I was
fun.
I feel like Steve Carell could play him really well.
That's cool.
It'd be kind of fun to see Steve Carell in a role like that.
Yeah.
And then for Bobby,
he has range. He could do whatever, pretty much.
Basically, yeah. For Bobby, who will be my mother-in-law, I actually said Kristen Bell for Bobby.
Oh, okay.
Because sweet, kind, really cute, just so nurturing and happy.
Yeah, yeah.
And is tiny and blonde. Which is all of Bobby.
Yeah. That's awesome.
For my future sister-in-law, Josie,
Juice.
JB, as I call her. I said Elle Fanning, but younger and shorter. Because I'm pretty sure Elle Fanning's like 6 feet tall.
Oh.
And my sister-in-law, Josie, is like 5 feet tall.
Not 6 feet.
No.
Yeah.
But
Elle Fanning.
She just got shorter. That like sweet, kind of like Kristen Bell, like that kind, sweet, just like really like charming demeanor, is just really fun to be around.
The gem of a human being.
And I feel like Elle Fanning could play that very well.
Yep.
Do you know who that is when I say? Okay. Mm-hmm. Peyton, who's going to be my future brother-in-law. The kid from Jojo Rabbit kind of even looks like Peyton.
He actually...
Roman Griffin Davis.
He actually does look like Peyton.
Yeah.
You're right.
I will literally say I have a few and then we got to wrap it up really quickly. Fast. But my best friend Bella, Madeline Klein from Outer Banks.
Yeah, I guess
personality,
they probably look alike.
They do look like a little bit personality-wise. I feel like they're kind of similar.
No, like actually now that you say that, I'm thinking to myself, how have I never seen that before?
No, yeah,
that's
literally.
Crazy.
Here's a few people that I like that would be on the crew of the mockumentary.
Yeah.
Bill Nye. The guy that plays, not Bill Nye.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
The British guy.
Yes.
He's one of my favorite actors.
Yeah, he's great.
Stephen Merchant. He's in The Idiot Abroad. He's a super tall guy with the big eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Also one of my favorite actors. So funny. I would love to have him in my movie. Paul Rudd.
Phenomenal.
Ben Stiller.
Nice.
Tramell Tillman, who is Mr. Milchick in Severance, so you wouldn't know who that is.
I haven't seen it, but I know who that is, and I know the character that you're talking about. I don't know what role that character plays in the show or anything like that. But
I would love to have him in my movie.
Someone that we go to church with that's on our staff at church, they grew up with him or knew him from just earlier in life.
What?
And that when they
I want to meet him.
Was talking about Severance and all this stuff, and they chimed in. They were like, "Hey, I think that's the show that our family friend got their big break on, or whatever." And Stone was like, "Who is it?" They were like, "His name Tramell or whatever," and like looked up a picture.
He's such a good actor.
Nice.
He in Severance. I can't say anything because truly you need to go into that show knowing as little as possible.
Yeah, don't ruin anything.
But when I tell you, like, I feel so conflicted watching him because I love him and I don't love him. But right. I think he is a phenomenal actor.
Like, I can tell from
phenomenal.
I can tell just from the trailers and stuff. Like, he obviously looks like a character that either will not be a good guy or he'll be one of those people that just kind of constantly flips back and forth of like, oh, maybe you'll finally be someone I can like, and then you do something that it's like, no, never mind, you're part of the establishment, or you're a bad guy or whatever. You had me fooled for a second, but so I don't know. That's just what it looks like based on the trailer. I've thought that for a while, so I don't know. But point is, yeah, that guy, our close friends and people that we do life with,
I didn't know that.
Grew up with him or they know him. Maybe they don't know him that well, but they knew him from something. She was just like, the lady that I work with, she was just like, oh, yeah, that's the show he got his big break on, blah, blah. Like, yeah, we're close with their family or something. I was like, whoa, that's crazy.
I'm flabbergasted. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's wild.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait for you to watch that show because I'm not even joking. Once you watch that show, we will be doing a full episode.
A full episode? Whew.
Oh, you don't understand. It could be
understand.
It could be so many episodes, but I would limit it to one.
Wow.
That's how incredible this show is.
You're putting
top 5 shows I've ever watched.
You seem like you're putting it on a higher pedestal than Tenet.
It's up there.
You better not be.
Because you better not. No, I would say they're level. In my head right now, I will say a caveat is that season 2 is not done.
Yeah.
So if season 2 finishes and it's like a trash finale of the season,
the ending can
but there is already a season 3 being written. So it's like, it's not finished. So can I compare it to Tenet yet? I'm not sure. But the experience is on par, if not dare I say,
par.
Beyond par with Tenet.
Nice.
So
that's legit.
I'm not going to push you, but I'm very excited for you to watch it.
Yeah, we'll watch it eventually. Like in a very near distant future. I watched the first 2 episodes of Beast Games now.
Oh, good. Yeah.
And let me say this, because I don't know much about the ending.
I just finished it a couple days ago.
And Kiana and I are just astounded. I think the biggest thing so far about it, because I don't actually like the game that much.
Which I get it. It's very based on like luck and chance and what other people do.
It's just like if one other person messes it up and you got your group of 50. Yeah. You know, in episode 2, it's like the floor versus the floor. And it's like, man, if one person messes this up, one person drops the ball or this or that, like we're fricked. And that guy bobbled it. And then they thought they made it through, but then they didn't. And he was like being honest and telling the truth. And everyone was like, shut up, man, shut up.
They get so dramatic so fast.
I do think it, and like people are crying. And I get it.
The tears keep flowing
you're
every
dreaming
episode.
About life-changing money. And it's so plausible that you could end up with life-changing money on a show where they're giving it away so willy-nilly. And so I get it.
So willy-nilly.
But it just I think the biggest thing about Beast Games for me so far is the like what I'm watching and the spectacle of what I'm watching is
it's crazy.
The scale of what they've done and what they built. Even before they got to the city, first episode, the scale of that room.
Yeah. And even those before squares, that, there was a ton before that too.
All of those squares. Yeah, and I haven't watched like the YouTube video of how they went from 2 to 1,000. Mm-hmm. But I'm just talking about the first episode where they go 1,000 to 493 on Prime. And even that episode in that room before they get to the city, which I've now seen the beginnings of, and that's a whole other conversation. But just that room, where, how, when, did you notice the special effects that they kept doing when certain shots when they would zoom out and they'd see it, they would add special effects that it looked like if you stepped off of your thing, you would fall 200 feet to your death.
They do so many visual effects, in post-production.
Yes,
it's crazy.
They do. Because then the next shot, it's showing the cameraman walking in between the rows, and it's very obviously not a drop-off to your death. It's a freaking...
And they like add screens and stuff in post-production.
It's just
I think it's like a 10-foot drop into like a ball pit or something. Yeah, it's just or a foam pit.
Right, but it's incredible.
Yeah, it is crazy.
The scale of what they're doing and the editing. I don't even mind.
Editing is insane, and just the amount of cameras and the amount of footage they have to look through is crazy.
Man. And one thing that I really love about it is they make sure that they get all of their decisions of who goes home or did this happen before this or did this person get out before this, and they go back and they make sure and they have all the cameras and all the timestamps for everything. That part of it, to someone like me who wants a fair game, even though so much of the game is unfair in the way that it happens or it plays out, the fact that the rulings and the refereeing-ish type the vibe, they go so by the book and they make zero mistakes. I love that part.
I'm excited for you to finish it because I feel like then we could talk about the finale because I'm very curious to see what you think about the ending and like the people that are at the end too.
It's like so far I kind of hate the game. Hate's a strong word. I'm just not a big fan.
Very much.
The game.
The game.
Even though the games look fun to play, the game looks annoying and it's like way too
Did you like the game though that was in the tower where
But then the show I love watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you like the game where they dropped the ball and it like went cuz I was when I was watching I was thinking you could so easily build this for camp somehow?
I don't think so easily. But it would be so fun.
Easily, I guess, in the context of you've built towers that you throw, like you've built structures for our camp that we always go to for the youth group.
I think that's part of the reason I love watching all these reality competition shows: Big Brother, Survivor, The Challenge, now Beast Games. The
also, Survivor started yesterday.
Traders. I love watching this stuff because I get ideas.
Yeah, that was like why I thought you'd like Beast Games from the point of. Some of the stuff could be like fun inspiration. For sure. But I knew you wouldn't like it from the standpoint of how much like luck and human error type stuff is involved in
just
your
human
odds.
Selfishness. It's like if one person in this row of 8 people decides to be selfish, there is literally nothing I can do.
But then also like they get so mad at that one person. I'm like, you're all competing for the same amount of money. Of course that person should do that. Like
right. Right. I
if
think
I was there, I'd want to do it too. Because
I think all the emotions are so valid no matter what side of the coin you're on.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why it's kind of frustrating.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's like weirdly frustrating to watch, yet I'm hooked because the scale of it is
you will only
incredible.
I think you will only get more hooked as it goes on too.
And I will just say,
it gets funnier, I think, too.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. I do like all of his little, what do they call them?
Little
His
minions?
Friends. They call him his friends. I don't mean the minions, the ones that are wearing the mask, but his friends that are walking around.
Yeah.
I don't remember what they call him in the very first episode. He's like Mr. Beast and his friends or something
his
like that.
His little crew or whatever.
His crew, and they walk around and they comment on things. They're usually pretty funny.
They are pretty funny. Episodes, they help produce a lot of it with him. Their names are on a lot of the credits and stuff like that. And I think they're all the people that are in his YouTube. I've never watched his YouTube videos.
I don't know if I've ever seen a Mr. Beast video.
I have never. I mean, I know who he is by name just because he's become famous. But prior to watching Beast Games, I had never seen anything of his.
I think if you would have put a lineup of 10 people in front of me, celebrities or not, and you throw Mr. Beast in there as one of the 10, you say, point out to me Mr. Beast, I think I would have had probably about a 15% chance of being right.
Yeah. I mean, I knew what he looked like, but I'd never watched any of his stuff.
But now I do.
Yeah.
He's
I think they're doing more seasons.
I also think the way that he hosts, where he walks around and he talks and he's encouraging and he wants people to win money and
some of his reactions are really funny.
And I'm just speaking of what I've seen the first 2 episodes.
Yeah.
But even that, I like he does a good job.
Yeah. He's funny. There's, at least in the other episodes, there's moments where you can tell that even he is just that was such a dumb decision.
He did say that.
He's what? He is even, you can tell days. It's not scripted because he's just dumbfounded.
Yeah.
And there are some certain things in later episodes I think that I like about the game because it is truly it is up to the people playing, which is part of the frustration. But then there's certain things that were cool because it's even he does not know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And he has no control over the outcome at all. And even he's not finding out what's happening until all of us are finding out what's happening.
Yeah.
Which I liked that aspect of it.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Just the reveal of it is fun. But
yeah.
Anyway.
Sick.
Movies of our lives. That was our cast.
That was fun. I thought this episode was enjoyable.
It's just kind of some fun little lore, I guess.
Some lore. Good stuff.
Which is good since we have maybe a little bit bigger of an audience now.
Who knows?
All of a sudden.
Who knows?
But either way, we still have fun doing it. So we'll be here every Sunday.
we'll be here
hanging out for you guys.
Whether we have just Josie listening or more than just Josie, it doesn't really matter to us. Yeah.
Josie's enough.
Fine. All right.
Well, see you guys next Sunday.
See you next Sunday.